back to LDB Games. I'm Lord Darth Balls, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video where I am going to be doing some account coaching. We've got M. Hussein's account here. We are going to take a look around, see what he's got going on, see what he's doing well, see what he might need work on. We're going to give him recommendations and direction for his account. So, let's take a look. It looks like he's pulled his shards recently. There have been so many shard events. It's pretty insane. So we're day 251. Okay, so he's almost up to Visix. Ooh, he's got, this is the best time of the logins right here. The double sacreds at the end. So we have a handful of solid free champions. All right, let's take a look at Clan Boss, because that is probably one of the most important areas of the game to focus on in general. Okay, and we're hitting normal. So this is a very, very young account, level 49, probably really new. So I have a feeling what my general recommendation is going to be. But let's take a look everywhere else. So I assume we're not doing Hydra. Are we into dragons yet? Okay, cool. That's a pretty good time. I wonder if he's even tried stage 17 or not, because 140 on 16 is a pretty good farm. So it looks like, all right, you're farming stage 16 here too. Farming stage 12 on Spider. Spider is the hardest early game to get into. And you're farming stage 12 on Ice Golem. I despise Ice Golem. Takes the longest. You get the less, I mean, some of the gear is good, but you get so much better gear from other dungeons. Let's see if he's tried his hand. Okay, he's got stage 1 done. Count's not really ready to start taking on Iron Twins, and I bet same thing with Sand Devil. Yeah. Oh, nice. You completed stage 1. That's pretty solid. Minotaur's probably maxed out, right? Beautiful. That's a good time. So that means we're farming masteries. Looks like you use your gems. That's for sure. We haven't unlocked the mine yet. Okay, cool. So the first thing I will say is, you know, if you intend on playing this game long term, it makes sense to invest in the mine. And we'll talk about where to invest your gems in a minute, but the mine is a solid investment because you make back, I think it's like 6 or 8 months or something. It's less than a year that you make back the investment that the mine costs. But obviously, that requires committing to playing for that long. And some people just want to be casual, and that's cool too. All right, let's take a look and see if we're trying Doom Tower. Okay, so we haven't gotten anywhere on Doom Tower. Okay. Got to really have a single solid team for the waves to get through that. Where we're at with the Great Hall. Great Hall needs some love. And it looks like you were following the challenges on this. So when it comes to the Great Hall, there's typically 2 places to start when it comes to investing your medals. And that's either going to be accuracy or crit damage. Accuracy is one of the most important stats in the game because it helps you land debuffs, decrease turn meter, all the necessary things to do in a fight. So accuracy is a great place to go. So in terms of the Great Hall, I'd recommend start pumping up accuracy. Pick a champion. We'll take a look at him in a minute. But you pick a champion that is like your biggest debuffer, and that's the one you focus on, and you hammer it out, right? Because at some point in the future, as you work towards Arbiter, this is a very young account. There is going to be like upgrade 2 to level 10. So you pick 2 to start and you just hammer them. And then once you do all the accuracy, you start focusing on crit damage. And then I move into resistance, but it's really kind of like, you know, based on your account at that point. All right, so cool. So then let's take a look at the champions, right? We got an idea of where this account is. Pretty young. Actually, let's take a look at campaign, see how far you've gotten. Are you farming? Oh, nice. Okay, cool. So you are farming Brutal. Have you finished it? No. Okay. Oh, you're working your way through it. Nice. Who's your team here? Ooh, that's a pretty looking champion there. All right, let's go take a look at the champions and see what you've got lined up. Okay, so Cupidus looks like the only legendary pull. Okay, we got really nothing in the vault. Sepulchre Sentinel, top tier clan boss champion. We've got Ultimate Death Knight, so you're around for the login event, or maybe you pulled him. Scylla the Drake's top tier. Ooh, you got a Sky Touch Shaman. You got an Allure, nice with a 3-star Awakening, solid. Royal Guard, Apothecary, Seeker, Dureg. So I'm guessing Cupidus is his campaign farmer. Let's see how he's built. Okay, 100% crit, solid crit rate. That's cool. They must have added that with the new patch with the live arena stuff. Running a little slow. Are these speed boots? No. Okay. That's okay for a campaign farmer, but if you want to, like, especially early game, one of the most... Let's take a look at the gear, actually, real quick. And this usually tells me kind of what we're looking at. Okay, so you have a small handful of speed boots. So one of the things that you need to start doing is building up speed boots with speed primary stat. And you do that by heading into the campaign either on Nightmare or Brutal, and honestly, farming stage 6 in the Palace of Arabia. This puts out 3 to 6 star boots that can have a primary stat of speed, and 95 to 99% of your champions are going to have speed boots, whether they're in a speed set or not. But in an early game, speed is a critical stat, and kind of overall, speed and accuracy are the two most important stats in the game, right? You need to stay with the enemies that you're facing, if not faster than them, and you need to be able to do the effects that you have on your team. So let's go back into our champions. We do need an AoE decreased defense champion, right? That is one of the most important things to have. Beautiful, we've got one here. She's going to be someone that you want to build up at least to 50 right away, right? But you're going to want to focus on Clan Boss. Now, you have Frozen Banshee, top tier poisoner for Clan Boss. You have War Maiden, AoE decreased defense 100% right here, which is huge when booked. So you're going to want to book War Maiden and level her up. Next up, you're going to want a decreased attack champion. Now, my suggestion is you've got Dreg sitting here at 5-star no ascension. Dreg has an A1 decreased attack, and when booked, that's 60% chance of putting a decreased attack on an A1, which is top tier, right? It's without... You do need a second champion with decreased attack, because you don't have counterattack, right? So but A1 decreased attack is top tier. Now, Dreg also comes in as an incredible addition to Clan Boss because he brings one of the best damage mitigation skills in the game. Ally protection and increased defense along with it. This right here, he becomes an ultimate tank for your team. Plus, he's got continuous heals. So I would 100% build him for Clan Boss. You're obviously working on Frozen Banshee, which is great. You need to get these booked. You want to get poison sensitivity out as often as possible. You want to get the debuff chance on poisons as often as possible because she's a top tier poisoner until you get somebody better. Now, Occult Brawler is kind of on par with her, but you've got a 5-star blessing for her. You're in a good place with Frozen Banshee. I think she should be the priority here. So we've got Dreg, we've got Frozen Banshee, we've got War Maiden for decreased defense, right? Decreased defense is an incredibly powerful debuff. You're reducing 60% of the enemy's defense. Right? So when you do damage to a champion, right, or an enemy of some kind, it takes your whatever multiplier and stat that it focuses on, it multiplies by your crit damage, and then we have raw damage, right, pure damage. And the damage hits an enemy, and there's various levels of mitigation that occur. And defense is one of the biggest levels of mitigation. So reducing it by 60% massively increases the amount of power and damage you have. Power you have and damage you do, if you will. She's also got a poison on the A1, which is really nice. And she self-buffs, right? Yeah, she self-buffs with increased attack, which is beautiful. So you do want to build her with 100% crit rate, right? War Maiden you want with 100% crit rate. I wouldn't focus too heavy on crit damage because it's really, survivability, 100% crit rate, and accuracy, and you need more speed. Right? This can bridge the gap for Dreg's A1. Decreased attack is one of the most important debuffs overall against Clan Boss because the decreased attack reduces the amount of damage that the Clan Boss does. And over time, the Clan Boss's damage ramps up. So keeping decreased attack up ensures that that ramp is slowed, right? It's an exponential growth. So the 60, what's it, a 50% decreased attack is a massive, massive dampener on the amount of damage he does, like in a moment and especially over time. So, and he also brings some shield and heals to help you keep alive. So I think that's 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Where's War Maiden? 5. Yeah, so that would be your clan boss team, and honestly, you would focus on getting them to 60 and getting all of their masteries done. Right? Each of those 5 champions should be your priority. Probably at this stage of the game, next to clan boss, you want to progress the most in Dragon and Spider's Den. Dragon being the primary, right? Because you can get speed set from here, right? You can get speed set, you can get speed boots, you can get life steal, which can be very critical for progression in clan boss as you get to the higher difficulties. Accuracy is really good, but it's power crept by perception. And Stalwart's a pretty good set too. You put that on like a Jirag who has ally protection. The way ally protection works, right, is it takes the damage done to the other champions on the team and reduces it, puts some of it on the champion that threw up ally protect. So you put Stalwart in, and it's reducing the damage that's getting reduced that's coming to you because it's being reduced from everyone else, right? One of the most annoying things about getting started in the Minotaur, and this is kind of like a really nice tip for anyone just starting out in this game. When you're in the Minotaur, every single person on this team has a chance of getting scrolls for their masteries, right? And what you want to do is you want to minimize the amount of time you spend in Minotaur because it can consume quite a bit of your time and energy that you want to be focusing on acquiring gear or working on your clan boss team. But when you buy a mastery for a champion, it increases the speed of maxing a singular champion's out. And you'll get to the point, right, when you start progressing into more of like a mid-game account, you'll get to the point where you'll have a team of 4 champions that can beat the Minotaur that with full masteries. And all you do is swap the empty slot out for the one that you're building masteries on. And then every single run, you get scrolls for that one champion. So I would start saving your gems, right? You obviously want to focus on clan boss. You need to focus on getting speed, primary boots, and you need to start getting masteries filled for your clan boss team, right? Because the faster you can progress to clan boss, you want to get to the higher stages, right? The rewards down here are trash, but the clan boss rewards overall are the best rewards in this game. In this game, farming daily Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss, getting top chest, you will get anywhere from 6 to 10 sacred shards in a month. It is the best source of shards and books. So in terms of gear recommendations right now, so the first one is the speed boots, right? We want speed boots. You have some, but you really don't have enough because every champion is going to be in speed boots. In terms of damage dealers, right? So in the early game of an account, you want all of your damage dealers to be in crit rate gauntlets, right? I see you've got Alhain, looks like she was your starter. You want crit rate gauntlets to get to 100% crit rate as fast as possible, right? As you start progressing into the game and farming more and getting more gear, you want to start focusing on crit damage. You actually have a nice selection, considering the age of your account, of crit damage. Let's see if anyone have any. You got a couple with crit rate. No rolls in it. That could roll fairly well. But the reason it's really only until mid-game is because when you put crit damage gauntlets on, you need to find more crit rate in the rest of your builds. Gear. When it comes to speed, any speed gear with speed on it, keep 110%. It's a great way to like supercharge your account. Same thing with accuracy. Anything with accuracy on it, keep. Because again, accuracy is one of the most important stats in the game. You might want to consider doing lifesteal. Lifesteal is a great way to keep your team, your champions alive. One of the important things to note about lifesteal is it heals by the damage dealt. So the more damage you do, the more heals you get. And in order to do more damage, you need to have 100% crit rate. So using lifesteal on a champion that doesn't have 100% crit rate is kind of pointless. It's not going to give you what you're looking for. In terms of gear, your focus is stats over sets, right? I use hellhades.com. It's a great website. It has the ability, the raid stages tool tells you can look up any champion's resistance, any enemy champion's resistance or boss, and you can calculate how much accuracy you need. And a general rule of thumb is you take the amount of resistance that an enemy champion has and you add 30 to 55 accuracy to it. You add 30 to 55 to it, and that's your total number of accuracy, right? So if a champion has 200 resistance, you ideally want anywhere between 230 and 255 accuracy. Now, in terms of speeds, early game, it's very difficult, right? Because you're still building up. There's a massive amount of RNG on your gear, but you want to look for pieces based on the set. But you're looking for crit rate, you're looking for speed, you're looking for accuracy, or you're looking for defensive stats. Let's kind of recap everything, right? I wouldn't focus too much on the arena. Just adding that in as a final point. Yes, the Great Hall needs some work. Do your dailies, but it's not like a super priority right now. The main priority in this game, with this account, is going to be increasing the level of clan boss that you hit. That's going to be your first priority. And to do that, you need a team of 5 level 60 fully maxed out champions with full masteries with all of the right abilities that you want. And then outside of that, when you're campaign farming, focus on stage 6, level 6 to get more speed stat primary speed boots. You definitely need more of those to help your account because speed is incredible in this game. Now, in terms of dungeons, right, priority for this account should be Dragon. Getting to stage 20 in Dragon and getting it to be a reliable, quick, consistent farm in stage Dragon to get some really good gear to start building your champions to take on Spider and Fire Knight as you progress into the mid-game. So that's what I got, guys. I've been Lord Darth Balls. If you guys are looking for some account coaching, you're looking for a takeover in a specific area, come join my Discord. I'd love to help. It will be free of charge. As long as you're good with me, highlighting it, making a video, and broadcasting it out to the world to potentially help other people as well. If you've made it this far, I appreciate the view. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video. Enjoy your raid.